Rhys, it's an honor and privilege to speak with you. Thank you so much for your time.
How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I want to kind of know part A, B question, because I love it's a very unique kind of way this movie is filmed, right? So I want to know, when did you find out about how it was going to be shot, and what was going through your mind, that script to screen journey, reading like how it's going to be shot and then actually seeing it come to life, so to speak, with Inheritance?
Well, that's what excited me first and foremost, was one, working in this kind of guerrilla way and shooting a whole movie, a feature film, not a feature film for TV, a feature film for cinema on something that big, and that thrilled me. And it thrilled me even more knowing that there was a genuine, accomplished, exquisite filmmaker behind the tech.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I, we all have these phones. We can all make a film, but I think you have to have the cinematic know-how and grammar. And it was great for me, just as a nerd, just to be around Neil and seeing how he chose to shoot stuff and how he chose to move the camera. And I saw the film only a few days ago, and I'm just so it's very telling to me that his skill set as a filmmaker, because so often with this tech it all looks a bit shaky and jumpy, but he's managed to retain the intimacy that you have with an iPhone, but the camera, the moves are elegant and ice lake like they're cinematic, And so I just think that the marriage of those two kind of energies or dynamics is really exciting.
And the way it kind of elevates the espionage spy thriller component of everything too.
For sure. Because it makes you feel like you're being observed.
Exactly.
So, and
I wanted to ask you, I know the answer to this question is you try not to, and you can answer this specifically with Inheritance, but like, are you ever, because this is like your edge of your seat thriller, everyone's looking, I'm like dialed in the whole time watching this. Are you ever conscious of the audience member watching something like a film while you're making it, or does that kind of happen a little bit after you wrap it specifically?
Oh no, that happens after. No, never. I mean, I'll tell you what though, with working like this, for me and for Phoebe, I can speak for Phoebe. The exciting thing was that we were working, her and I, in any crowded, populated scene, and that's most of the film. We were working with the best actors in the world, the best actors I've ever worked with, and the best actors I've ever worked with are real people who don't know they're acting or don't know they're in a film. So that fed into it too, because at any moment when you're shooting the scene, some kid could come up and like ruin the take, or someone could come and try and sell you, a samosa or offer you a balloon ride or whatever, or just ask you to move on, or the police could come or whatever, So the whole film felt, kind of low key, pleasantly a little bit illegal,
Absolutely. It's interesting because I'm a really big fan, because you have an incredible body of work. And what I love about your work, Rhys, is it's not only have you played different characters, but you've been able to be in all these different worlds, right? Whether it's fantasy or like comedy or spy like this one. So I'm wondering, how separate are past projects versus something like Inheritance? Like, do you bring, because it's all storytelling at the end of the day, but I'm wondering if you ever bring kind of mindsets, preparation from things like House of the Dragon, Notting Hill, Spider-Man, to something like Inheritance, from like just like a mindset like perspective, or are they separate once you wrap them specifically, journey to journey?
No, I mean, everything's different in terms of how you research a role, possibly. But I mean, I think fundamentally, for me, is kind of be ready, but don't be rigid.
Yeah.
So be ready, ready as in really, kind of know your lines in order to mess them up.
Yeah.
It's just to do the ground. So really, that's what we all do as actors. We just get ready, and keep it. And for me, personally, I like to keep it all playful.
Yeah.
I like Absolutely. To not. If I have a dark scene, I don't want to spend the whole day dark. I'll spend the whole day being stupid and save the dark for the scene, you know.
100%.
I think, you know, with this way of working, it was really kind of free and immediate and chaotic and crazy. So you didn't have time to think or indulge about a scene. We were playing around in public, and you know, often in places where we weren't allowed to.
Absolutely. And, you know, IFC Films is going to release Inheritance January 24th in theaters. But super quick, I do have to ask very quickly, just House of Dragon, did you notice the scale of that day one on set when you joined that show? There's how big everything was specifically?
Yeah. I mean, often when you walk on a film set, there'll be a staircase in the scene, and it generally just ends at the top of the staircase and there's a drop. In House of the Dragon, when you walk up the staircase, there are 10 other rooms, and above them there are 10 other rooms, all with working fireplaces.
Yeah.
So pretty crazy.
I know, it's absolutely, but I can't wait for people to see Inheritance. Rhys, it was an honor and privilege to speak with you. Thank you so much for your time and coming on Popternative.
Thank you. Cheers. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.